Hello, and welcome to the MLI Group series of the era of the unprecedented. Today's episode will address the unfolding story coming out of Saudi Arabia that the world woke up to this morning, and about the Crown Prince solidifying his power under the banner of fighting corruption. Many members of the royal family have been arrested. Many Saudi businessmen of global stature have also been arrested, and as I said, the story is unfolding. Critical to all this is the latest development that actually shed some serious concerns about the way things have actually been unfolding. So, for example, it is unprecedented for the leader of a nation to actually issue his resignation statement while he is visiting another nation. This happened yesterday by Prime Minister Hariri of Lebanon, who during his visit to Saudi Arabia went on television and issued a press release announcing his resignation as Prime Minister, stating that he feared for his life for returning to Lebanon, and doing so in a fashion that has never been seen before, where a leader of a nation actually resides while he's elsewhere, unless he's asking for political immunity of some sort or political asylum. Well, Hariri was not asking for political asylum. The stories that have actually been circulating since then is that while Hariri is a Saudi citizen, he was instructed or gently asked or firmly asked to resign, which would actually drop diplomatic immunity from protecting him. The minute he's no longer prime minister, now he is serving at the pleasure of the Saudi authorities as another one of those who are now arrested under the banner of fighting corruption. This has some serious ramification. Factor in also the developments in Syria and in Iraq, where the last enclaves of ISIS have now been liberated, and ISIS physically and militarily is almost but defeated. But reconcile that with the fact that the Kurds have actually not only embarked on their own referendum, but also declared their own independent state. And most people don't realize that there are Kurds literally in all over the Middle East, and they are armed to the teeth, and the issue is not going to be resolved in the same legalities that we have seen unfolding in Spain or Catalonia. So, how does that impact decision makers, whether they are governments or corporates around the world? Well, to think that you are not being impacted by these unfolding stories will be like burying your head in the sand. This has repercussion on local, regional, and global level, and the nature of this is unprecedented, and stakeholders have no mechanism in place to figure out how these things impact them, to learn how to mitigate them. So, one last point to keep in mind, a very, very critical point. Recently, the Qatar crisis, which is still unfolding, all started with a cyber attack. The Washington Post claims in an article, according to NSA sources, that was perpetrated by UAE. Now, the UAE claims they did not have anything to do with this. But regardless of whether UAE did or did not, the repercussion is still unfolding, and it has had impacts that are also unprecedented, not only in the region, but also on a global scale. So the question stakeholders have to ask themselves as decision makers: how does this impact the way we operate? Strategically, is this of impact to us that we need to learn its severity on us, and to what level, and what is it that we can do to mitigate this? So fundamentally, organizations need to become aware to the depth and the detail of what's going on in these regions, because they do impact them. How and to what level, this is specific to each individual operation or company or even government. So if you need to know more about how this impacts you, get in touch with us on expression of interest, or EOI, at MLIGRP, and we will get in touch and we will see how we can help you. And you can do so to request a private briefing to your board or the C-suite, and a member of our team will take it from there. In the meanwhile, stay vigilant, keep an eye on these unfolding stories and the way they are developing. And one thing to take away from this is, in the Middle East, in that region, whatever is being declared as the reason for why an action is taking place, it's incumbent on stakeholders to ask, what is the undeclared purpose? Because quite often, it's the undeclared purpose that is driving the agenda of those events. In the meanwhile, have a great day, stay safe, stay vigilant, and until the next episode, take care. Bye-bye.